everyone, good morning, and we are up and ready to go for MOFA, I think. And we are all made up, business professional now. Just because we have to stay like this basically all day. We're going to a museum and to that MOFA thing. I know there's like a real name for it, but that's just the acronym that everyone's been using and throwing around, so I'm just gonna go with it. We're basically gonna head off to breakfast at the moment, so yeah, we're gonna see what this day holds, and this will be our first day in Tokyo. All right, so laters. How was breakfast?
It was good. It was delicious. I love Aaron in the morning.
I love you in the morning, Jashley.
So cute. It's pretty rude.
Everyone's pulling out their cameras now. Oh goodness. All right, well, I'll head, but look who they is. Hi everyone, so everyone's just pretty much suited up at this point. Ready to head to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Are we really?
Yeah, we are. Are we really? You don't even know what we're doing today. Okay.
Hey, we are diplomatic. Hey.
We got these really cool snazzy pins. Everyone's pinned too.
Where is my pin? Real close up.
There it is.
There.
We're pretending to be professional.
I need to come in here.
That's what happens when I get arrested.
Them feet, look at them feet. Look at them feet. Look at them feet. Who dat?
That's pretty smooth for that suit. That's pretty smooth.
Dylan's like, I'm jealous.
I'm impressed.
Juju on that beat?
Juju.
Right in front of your face. Behind.
We are moving, we are thriving. That lighting, give them looks.
My third favorite place in Tokyo.
Hello, hi. Hello friends, hello friends.
I didn't almost trip.
Hello, hello.
I am excited.
Look at the looks. Serve them, Sam.
Hello, Jashley fan.
Yeah. Yeah.
YouTubers.
Oh my god. Let's go. I am stoked.
So we pretty much just got back from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and we were given the orientation based on what we're expected to do as objectives for the Tomodachi project, or the Kakahashi project, which is basically people-to-people interactions and also understanding the culture of Japan, and as well as going with just learning everything you can about the culture, learning everything about the country, as well as also the socio-politicals and things like that. So following the orientation, we pretty much followed into a lecture. He talked about the whole difference between the utopian versus the realistic pacifist, and just how history has developed itself to a point where there was the whole left versus right wing movement that came across Japan, as well as how it's developed the different challenges and realities of the Japanese people. A few of the main things that stuck out to me the most was just specifically about how the whole aspect towards demilitarization and democracy ended up going towards economic revitalization, and and about how having a military is forbidden based by law right now, currently, and there are reforms to compromise those articles, specifically Article 9, having 2 paragraphs basically say that they are unable to have a military. And then with Prime Minister Shinzo Abe kind of promoting this 3rd paragraph ideal that eventually they could be able to in the future. But the whole aspect kind of revolves around the notion of self-defense versus fighting back. So the whole self-defense notion was really apparent throughout his talk, and I asked a question about how, since Japan has stagnant economic growth, well then how does militarization, does the Japanese see a way for militarization to even impact economic growth, because the military by in and of itself is like a complete different industry that could help them, since they have no natural resources and they primarily focus on innovation of simple tasks and finding just ways through like robots and artificial intelligence. And we're going to see a little bit more of that today, but that's kind of like the main thing with it.
Forces are still in Japan, so if they're attacked, and like one of the 3 concepts, right, the U.S., it's an attack on the U.S. because they're still on Okinawa. So I would imagine if I were a Japanese official, like I'd want them on Japan. So as soon as I was attacked, the U.S. has to get involved, and I have an excuse to militarize myself versus not.
So here's what they weren't saying, that they did say at the symposium. The United States currently wants to impose like structural changes to the Japanese military spending in a way that it would sort of pay for the United States to continue protecting them.
It did?
And for whatever reason, Japan is all for that because they're very pro the Trump administration, very pro more hawkish military objectives of the United States, which means that they want the United States to spend more money on protecting Japan and spend more money on increasing militarization against North Korea and against China, because they believe that while Obama was a great domestic president, they believe that his foreign policy objectives were weak with regards to Japan. And as a consequence, the foreign policy advisor and the general both stated that Donald Trump would be a much more successful United States leader in terms of protecting Japan, simply because they're more hawkish, which leads to greater relationships between the United States and Japan militarily, which is interesting considering the recent pullout from the TPP by the Trump administration and the greater tariffs that are being imposed upon Japan and the Southeast Asia region. So basically what the United States is trying to do is hegemonize the entire Southeast Asian region, continuing the imperialistic tendencies that have been shown before, and Japan is going along with it.
So they kind of have to, because like,
You can't say, hey, no, don't continue to spread, and then we pull out our troops and no one defenseless.
yeah, and then North Korea attacks them, and they're like, I have no weapons because constitutionally I'm not allowed to.
They're kind of along for the ride.
Yeah, and that's what they were saying. They're like, yeah, let's definitely go into this.
Also, side note, just another thing that like really stood out to me was, thanks to McKeon and his question, just the fact that Japan has also obviously like enlisted in humanitarian aid to various countries, and they do so on a regular basis, and they do it in very large amounts. Is something that has started to dwindle the utopian idealistic people and their population, based on just the fact that, well, since us ourselves are not economically stable, like how can we just keep giving out aid to other people when we ourselves also need aid? So there's also that sort of tension going around. Another thing that I noticed was just that the Japanese people really rally for causes, especially like domestic causes and things like that.
It's Tokyo Station.
Tokyo Station. Wow.
This is what I want to
And it's raining. Yay. What's your take, Sam?
What? On what?
Everything we've been talking.
That's a hefty question. I think hearing about the way that a country that you've been raised to be very supportive of. And I knew, and I'm not, I even in the U.S., I don't consider myself a super supportive of the U.S., but like actually like hearing the ways we've colonized and kind of abused countries, and we are still colonizing them, like that's hard. But also the fact that he was so honest about it to all of us, like from the beginning, like that was really cool. I don't know.
Oh, I like this angle. See everyone. Okay, we're gonna be eating, so 1 second.
You know, the Japanese people really like root vegetables, like daikon radish and great burdock, carrots of course, and lotus root over there. This shop is wholesale shop dealing in dried sardines and fish oil. Dried sardines were used for fertilizer to grow cotton, indigo plants, and canola. And fish oil was used for fuel for lamp. It has bad smelling, but it was much cheaper than canola oil. So ordinary people used canola oil, fish oil. So rice is put in here. So white rice.
Step here.
Yes, and step. It's heavy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's good exercise.
I thought you could both of my feet.
Ah,
Beautiful. You're doing amazing, sweetie.
you're doing amazing. And white rice and rice bran are separated in here, and they put it in here, and to screen, and only rice bran come out. Now it's already reclaimed. It's already land, and the freeway runs over it now. But this canal flowed from the Sumidagawa River to the east. And as I mentioned, Tokugawa Ieyasu made many canals in this area. So water transportation was very important. And this boat is called Chokibune. Literally means boar's tusk. The point looks like tusk, right? So relatively rich people rode in this boat and went to Asakusa entertainment place, but not for ordinary people. It's a little bit costly. Map should be here. There's no closet, no toilet in the room. So bedding is hidden behind the screen. They spread the stone mattress on the floor when they sleep. Okay? Can you guess what it is?
Floods.
Good guess.
Water.
Animal?
Floods.
Rats? Frogs? Good guess.
Yeah, those
Animals,
maybe-
yes, but what kind of animals?
Mouse.
Rats, exactly. So, because of this angle, rats cannot climb up, right? So even though they kept the door open, they could walk inside. It's clever.
I want that stamp
I
paper,
just
though.
got my first vending machine thing, and it's like a lifted milk tea, and it's hot. It's really good. What's your take?
I'm loving it. I haven't.
Well, first of all, second of all,
Aren't we all? How's everyone liking it?
Dude, we chillin'. Great. It is revolutionary. Different. Never been seen by this before.
That was the awkward shot of the side of my face.
Personal use.
Vlog. She's vlogging.
I'm vlogging. My journal.
I just feel dumb now after saying this smells like butter.
So pretty. Thank you.
Yeah.
Who's yelling? Is it really raining? It is.
So where are we?
We're at the Honda, I want to say Honda Center. No,
Happy Honda Days.
Happy Honda Days.
Happy Honda Days.
Maybe you can get your sponsorship here.
I want it to be Toyota.
Really?
Well, it says Happy Toyota-thon and also Happy Honda Days. And I tagged it.
Should send something to Christian.
Oh yeah. It's their Christmas. It's their winter Christmas car sale.
Not only does it show a robot that would be functionally useful, it also depicts something that really seems enjoyable. It's filled with dreams and a sense of excitement. Asimo!
Hello everyone.
Hi.
My name is Asimo.
Asimo, how are you feeling today?
I feel great.
The movements used for this type of continuous jumping originate from the results of research on quick leg reactions to maintain balance when a robot stumbles.
So what do you all think? My balancing technology is actually used in Honda cars and other products too.
Now, take a look at Asimo's fingers.
I can move one finger at a time like this, making it possible to perform independent, complex finger actions.
Asimo, why don't you introduce yourself using sign language?
Hello everyone. Welcome to Japan. My name is Asimo. I'm very happy to meet you all. I'm good at walking, dancing, and singing.
So we were just at the Honda Museum and we saw Asimo. What do you think of Asimo?
It was really cool. Asimo was amazing. We don't really see robots like that at home. We don't have a museum for robots, so it was really cool.
I wasn't expecting that kind of show.
No, I thought it was going to be like big old auditorium and we just watch this robot just do crazy things.
Yeah. But it wasn't that. And it was something more interactive and something better. And we got to take pictures with all of the motorcycles and cars. So that was pretty cool. So Honda's definitely a force here in Japan. Okay, perfect. Okay, go.
Pilot.
Shove.
Madison.
Oops, stress. Oops, I'm gonna just be right here. Hello.
Do not jump, Jenica.
I'm awesome. Oh. Where are we going?
There's like 20 restaurants.
ちょっと待っててください。
Stay here.
Wait here apparently.
I need to. It's just
Me too.
So where's my nap?
Oh, it's here.
Where can I go take a nap?
Japanese ramen.
Japanese ramen.
But I did have
What? Excuse you? I see Emily back there serving looks.
Are you doing the angles?
The angles.
I can't do the angles. It's so hard. Dinner.
Hello. Yeah, we have no shoes. Woo! Wow.
Wow, stunning.
Wow. So, 73 questions with Kaylee Moretto. Whoa.
What's your favorite color?
My favorite color is mauve because it's a modern take, and I think it's definitely a millennial color.
What does being a millennial mean to you?
It means not being an asswipe and actually getting shit done.
What, in the future, when you get a job, what type of job do you want?
One that is working with students of color and promoting college-bound readiness. And then, I don't know, maybe some research within Native communities. Oh my god!
When you think of home, what's the first thing that comes up to you? It could be a taste, it could be a sound.
Oh my god,
it could be a memory.
Red chili.
Ooh,
It's
good.
so, but it is different from New Mexican food. Is different from Mexican food in LA. It's completely different flavor. I'm biased. I think it's better.
Can you give an example of a traditional New Mexican food, like quintessential?
Well, I guess within my own tribe, it would be probably red chili stew, and it's a specific type where it's like sometimes it's just like cut up red meat and it's cooked and it's like put in there, but they're like cube shaped. But there's not, and then it's just red chili stew. For New Mexican food, I feel like enchiladas are really popular, or chili relleno. Those are really good.
Ooh, yeah. Sounds good. Wow. Initial reaction.
It's so beautiful.
Miso soup. Dude, that looks so
There's
good.
little shrimps.
What is that?
I was walking around the mall without shoes.
What is that? Tofu? Tofu. Tofu?
What teacher she made a work piece? Where she documents how traditional.
Look at this boy.
It's raining so hard.
It's not raining, it's just windy.
It's just super windy. It's very windy, but we are walking down the streets of Akihibara.
About where?
Akihibara.
How was your dinner?
It was good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think that was probably one of the best ones.
Yeah, I think it was my favorite one so far.
And then because it was Japanese and the lunch wasn't really Japanese.
Yeah.
I like having Japanese right now.
And I feel like this was the meal I was kind of like waiting for.
Yeah, same. Now I need to wait for the ramen.
Yes, I agree.
Hopefully we get ramen.
Oh, I know. Or udon. One of the two. Oh, it's here. Okay. Everyone's here.
Oh, hi.
Wow, you are like.
Oh, we're still waving? Okay.
You're in a different conversation.